Why am I always excited when I have to get back to you as on Fifi? But for YouTube, to be very, very honest, anytime I have to come and sit here and put content together for you, it's welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Fifi Manfred on YouTube. Yes, one thing hey, Fifi Manfred on YouTube. Of course, it's your best place in terms of tactical analysis, post-match analysis, pre-match analysis, off-the-field analysis, everything total of football. It is your best place for you to come and watch on Fifi Manfred on YouTube. Obviously, like I always tell you, if you're not subscribed to the channel, do so. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notification. It is very, very, very imperative that you subscribe to the channel and you turn on notification. And in the notification turning, make sure that you do choose all. Make sure share link no Emma from Senemeya OBL Pebo Obia on channel. Would come across it and enjoy some analysis on Fifi Manfred on YouTube. Anyway, I have a lot to unpack for you. Some of them very, very controversiality, stick and stay. Some of them things that you would think, I mean, for the last few weeks, days, and months, so I was thinking that they are not things that I'm supposed to, worry too much about them. But then having almost seen it over and over again, and then the fact that it makes a lot of sense and something has been spoken about, I am definitely going to be talking about some of those stuff, there are a lot of things, of course. The controversy, Barcelona and Sembe, Real Madrid, a lot of stuff went on. Manchester United, Man City, all of the clubs, of course, Arsenal, Thomas Day Party, issues, we'll talk about stuff like that, and then we'll delve into the detail. I say on Fifi Manfred on YouTube, and of course, they will remove in all the details. They will talk about everything that has been going on at Chelsea Football Club. They will have a proper discussion. Now, first off, Assembly. Not only several times. In fact, I think in a space of about 2 or 3 weeks, I'd seen it more than a dozen times. And of course, only Chelsea fan be a one of the things on Mekacho said, a big issue, one of the big issues for Sadio, and consistently semi-hua anam pese mede many begusu bebre. And of course, in the last few weeks, Matro a publication bia or an interview with the Chelsea sporting directors and the scouts, and then they gave him their own version of this same story that I'm about to talk about. Now, what is it? And then so who scored who.com, it is there and clear. Said no player has committed more errors leading to goal than Chelsea's Robert Sanchez in Europe's top 5 leagues. It is not just in the English Premier League. In the English Premier League, it is in the top 5 leagues in Europe. And our branch friend Robert Sanchez has committed more errors leading to goal. A staggering and bad record for the ambitions of Chelsea. Goalkeeper to make mistakes, player to make mistakes. But for club itself, Chelsea or huge ambitions this season. Or person in the Champions League. Now, so English Premier League table now. Baby at Chelsea there, or on the same point with Arsenal, on the same point with Brighton and Hove Albion, similar point to Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, man, they are not far from it. All of these guys are similar points to Chelsea. And yet the slightest of margins that will decide the top 4 at the end of the season. Indeed, when you chance on a record like this, you are worried. Again, Medica kind preamble and say Chelsea for baby were complaining about this seemingly pro-mistaken attitude of almost every time Robert Sanchez as a goalkeeper. But every time, because there was no data backing it, sometimes you overlook them. One of them are Mekaipa, that game against Liverpool, where Robert Sanchez made a clear-cut error, misjudged the ball, and then didn't really go in well, and at Chelsea were any issues. Again, there was that one on a branch here, the first half of a cooperative penalty. Then in a game against Arsenal again, against Manchester United, another ball that was controlled by Rasmus Hojlund. You don't know what Robert Sanchez is back here. Then commits a penalty, and then Chelsea are in trouble. And after the game, Matt Law and Chelsea sporting director stayed in common. He had picked up a certain level of information. He said at Chelsea, he said Robert Sanchez did 26 and Chibo did 27. But in the conversation of a goalkeeper, he said Robert Sanchez goalkeepers no experience the ball. Now they believe that the shot stopping of Robert Sanchez said yen Chibo be shot the fear chile goalkeeper ni Sadio Man the Odemie and Chelsea phone be brace so you don't feel comfort. But the thing is that in the contest of the English Premier League this season, making top 4, making top 3, and qualifying even to Europe in a large scale, and of course in a grand scheme of things now, will come down to the minutest of details. Stuff like this will be very important. 3 errors leading to goal, and it's not just in England. All through Europe, the only player, the player with the most fouls leading to goal, and every time he commits these mistakes, he leads to goal. A bad metric for Robert Sanchez as a goalkeeper, bad metric for Chelsea as a club. And I think that the reason why Chelsea really made it quick to go and get Philippe Jorgensen to come and understudy Robert Sanchez for things like this. If such records begin to go on, that's still Robert ain't me and better from some of these things. I am very, very certain set the team, led by Enzo Maresca, will pull the plug on Robert Sanchez, and they are going to go on and then bring in Philippe Jorgensen to come on. Of course, and more said when it comes to goalkeepers, Chelsea are stuck in that position. Kepa Arrizabalaga still a Chelsea goalkeeper. Chelsea will young boy be a friend of Mike Pendes or somewhere in Belgium as a lone player. There is already Georgi Petrovic, who's also excellent in terms of nature stopping, but no issues can come in the ball playing ability from the back. And in terms of that for Strasbourg to go and learn the trade in that regard, and then see possibly if he can compete for Abrante and Robert Sanchez next season. There is obviously Philippe Jorgensen on in the touchlines now. So Chelsea has sport for choice in terms of quality goalkeepers, and Robert Sanchez would have to be very, very careful. And yes, sir, his position yet very soon is going to be tenable in an area because so I Chelsea #1 in BMC. Meaning, if before Semi Babek, yes, our story, my dream for a long time, and so who didn't come over say, that's the one you're careful of. It may look as if you are overemphasizing, and I say you are blowing the level of certain things out of proportion, or obviously you are probably exaggerating on some of these matters. Now, I said, I make concept, and then so Oshe Chelsea are branching all free par Mirage about Chelsea team in Yamiadmo next summer. Of course, Estava Olean Masan make almost everybody, Chelsea fans and he is a player that Madrid wanted, player that Barca wanted, a player that Bayern Munich wanted to last minute. The Scapo Coma Pamiras for no Saint Common Doggy Chelsea and Common Tom Branch FN Estavao and but then Nane Papani and Andre Kerry made in Coma Quechi, and then they were not going to badge on that, they were not going to change their mind and then have a bad blood with clubs away in Europe. And of course, Andre Kerry didn't want to mess up his reputation as an agent to Rime Jumaye, so they did not even listen to Team FN FC Bayern Munich. Now, Estavao, a lot of the guys on more Brazil team, my friend for the Brazilian national team, of course, in absence of Neymar, player would say Estavao, and profile very important. My friend Endrick Ramirez, or Real Madrid, my friend Estavao. Now, a lot of the people like us, okay, it looks as you say Abrante friend Estavao is going to be the next big thing. This December, Estavao will travel from Brazil to go to London. Now, in an interview, Estavao can say, what is a London crew? What is a Chelsea team? No, me very nice. Now, only Kendrick Paye, another young Chelsea players like Chelsea trainer or Ecuador, and also teammate of Abrante friend Moses Caicedo in the Ecuadorian national team. On anything come, and according to Kendrick Paye, if you go to Chelsea, an excellent facility, and the Nibeji and the Nibe Castle into December, but that's not a conversation. The conversation is that Abrante friend Estavao, data coming from Brazil, is saying something that is huge. Outperformed stars. Data a free Brazil according to SofaScore. In terms of Brazil players are almost free Brazilian Premier League in echo different places. Players are not about Brazil, one of them about Santos, a bit more about Grêmio, a bit more about Flamengo, a bit more about Palmeiras, Chisono. All of these players. Every Brazil team their numbers when they're in the Brazilian league. The last time they come out, he said Brazil for under 23 coaches say not even Neymar da Silva Santos and another talent Edu Abrante Feno Estavao Willian. Now who be that? And this is a coach that coach Neymar da Silva in the under 23 levels. Now, Omo Kase Estavao ye player there, the quality no edanso, the quality no next level, the quality no edu baby. He compares and outperforms the stars that come from the Brazilian Premier League to go and play in Europe. And SofaScore went to do that research. The numbers also buttress Star Pointer. And Kamia said, Chelsea have a huge superstar in their ranks. Now, already, I think Bueno has been in tune and has been directed very well in terms of PR. So, what should Estavao Williana? Or she go beyond Paraminas or the Brazilian League. Or yet, Cole Palmer code celebration. Literally, you can tell say the agency, and the PR team, are trying to get him to be a fan favorite and align him with Chelsea star boyfriend Cole Palmer already. But it is the data that for me beats my imagination. Now let me run it through it. So for that data now, Estavao Willian in the season or start from their first full season in the Brasileiro Serie A or the Brazil Serie A, Brazilian Premier League. On first full season. Now Vinicius Junior Casales no, Rodrigo Goes Casales no. Abrantia Yefrenom, Victor Roque Casales no, Endrick Ramirez Casales no, and then of course Estavao Willian Enzo Casales no, a list of superstars. Ya told me the Brazilian League, Obi Abekaya. Real Madrid for moved the mountains in getting Vinicius Junior from Flamengo to go and play in Real Madrid. Of course, Oba first season, Vinicius Junior were issues kakra whilst he was at Real Madrid and trying to acclimatize with the league of Spain. Now, Madrid also, even before the 18th birthday of Rodrigo Goes, sent a branch friend Andre Carey to go to Brazil, celebrate the birthday with him. Call Florentino Perez, no near branch friend Rodrigo Goes, ending como no can change. Said the next destination ever the Los Blancos of Real Madrid. Mbasa for Echo Madrid, Echo Brazil. No, they saw a branch here, your friend of Victor Roque, and then moved him, priced him to Real Madrid. It's a same for Neymar da Silva Santos Jr. And the latest one at Madrid, a branch friend Endrick Ramirez. But Chelsea are branch here, according to Todd Bolly Mobile, and their plan was to get some of the best talent in the Brazilian League and all across the world. Now they had gone to South America. They believe that they had picked the best talents. Echivari, then they went on to a branch friend Kendrick Paye, and a branch friend Estavao Willian. Chelsea do believe that they've gotten the best talent in South America, but the data seems to buttress that point. And then the medium commander from their first full season in the Brazilian Premier League, a branch here, your friend Endrick Ramirez, Ebo Emma Palmeiras, so no. About 31 games or 11 goals and then no assists. On your rating of 6.91. A branch friend Rodrigo Goes for Santos about 35 games or 8 goals and only 3 assists in his first full season. A branch friend Victor Roque about 29 games or 5 goals and then 2 assists. A branch friend Vinicius Junior about 25 games or 3 goals and then 1 assist. Also Vinicius Junior statistics now. Or just 25 games, or say just 3 goals, only 1 assist per, and I'm married for Cofano. Also, a branch friend Rodrigo Goesha, about 35 games, or say just 8 goals, and 3 assists, and I'm married for Cofano. A goal contribution of 11. Vinicius Junior, goal contribution of just 4. A branch friend Victor Roque, goal contribution of 7. Endrick Ramirez, goal contribution of 11. Now to a branch friend Estavao Willian in 27 games. A branch friend Estavao Willian about Estavao has 12 goals this season and 8 assists. 12 goals on the right hand side of the wing and 8 assists. Our rating is 7.30. Endrick Enya 6.91. Rodrigo Goes 6.90. Victor Roque 6.69. And our branch friend Vinicius Junior Enya 6.65. So obviously it looks as if Chelsea have found the best of the lot, the best of the Brazil 4 players are not Chelsea. They have found it and they have been complete. They seem saying next summer a branch here, your friend Estavao Willian ever join the Chelsea Football Club. And Maurinho said he's going to go on and then meet the team very, very soon. And things are going to get better in that regard. And of course, a branch here, friend Estavao Willian, an important player for the Brazil national team, and then also for going to be for Chelsea Football Club, and of course for Palmeiras. And then Enzo Maresca, I can send me on Instagram what some exciting stuff for Enzo Maresca, and I go to the Instagram. And Enzo Maresca went into his Instagram and he said that the journey is long, but the direction is the right one. Thank you all for supporting this fantastic club. Now, my question to you, on the English Premier League table, Chelsea at a third, did you believe, sorry Chelsea, did you believe that Chelsea were going to be third by the time they bought 11 games in the English Premier League? Joint on point with team and friend Arsenal in 19 points, but then better goal difference with +8 goal difference, 2 more than Arsenal in +6. It looks as if say Enzo Maresca had an amazing job at Chelsea Football Club. I think the first thing, like Debbie Ameme kind of want to say, the first thing that for me swept me off my feet when it comes to Enzo Maresca was the fact that he was bold and direct and staying on the decision making. The decision to be clear with Sterling, no, I can say, oh, here's Sterling should go. Agreeing said Conor Gallagher is a good player, but it may not fit how he wants to play. And the fact said, I can't want you on the contract, he has to go. It was a difficult decision, but he took it and he was honest with it straight up. He got a job done. Same for Abrante Fene, Nathaniel Chalobah, or I mean, I keep on saying Nathaniel Trevor Chalobah, and then of course Abrante Fene, Benjamin Chilwell, also making sure that these players are not part of his club and don't keep them around. I think that the strongest indicator at the time was Adia Efreno, the confidence and the steadiness in getting the job done. And I sat here and I can say, because of Sadio Enzo Maresca, he's going to be successful. I think that Chelsea about games against Man City, about games against Liverpool, about against Man United, about against Newcastle, about against Arsenal, about almost 5 top 6 games. And only the funny thing is that on the English Premier League table, so you top 4 if you are my team, Cedidio Machino, Aston Villa, Brighton and Hove Albion, Nottingham Forest, Newcastle. These are all teams apart from Aston Villa, Chelsea, about Chelsea before Villa after the international break. Now in all of these teams that you're below or no, he has either won or drawn against them. Now in the top regular top teams now, only Liverpool and Manchester City have been able to take maximum points from Chelsea. Chelsea have gotten points from Arsenal, any Manchester City, Manchester United, any Newcastle United. Now to be able to go toe to toe with these teams that have been on their project for a very long time, I think Enzo Maresca deserves a lot of credit. And I'm asking you, be genuine, be honest. Did you think Chelsea bought 11 games or be third as it stands now in this Premier League derby? I think for him to be able to have a good structure, tactical structure, the 2 set of teams, how good Enzo Maresca is as a coach in terms of coaching and then the tactical structure. Look at the kind of structure or the other team, the French players on in the conference league. It is literally the same. Getting successes in the first team and in the second team. Enzo Maresca has been brilliant. I think that we are managing injuries so very, very well. And as it stands now, he deserves a lot of credit. I think that there are many more pros than cons for Enzo Maresca. I think that I'm always very excited with what is supposed to come with respect to Enzo Maresca. But I think that the cons are also worth mentioning, or a few issues that he needs to solve. Right now, there were issues with where he plays Cole Palmer on the left-hand side instead of the right-hand side in terms of where Chelsea do play. It's more important that Enzo Maresca finds a balance in the attack. There have been excellent balance in the defense. I've said it several times. Moise Caicedo fits Romeo Lavia. Caicedo goes on to do his box-to-box job, going up the field, pressing, being a press trigger, covering a lot of ground, whilst Romeo Lavia sits deep and then conducts play as the deep line playmaker. Nobody's nature as a single 6. I think that the players do fit each other. Caicedo can do the box-to-box job. Only too comfortable sitting as a sitting 6 and as a holding 6. Whilst Romeo Lavia is only too comfortable doing box-to-box, but does the job very well as a deep line playmaker and a sitting 6 to control the game of FIFA. He does it very, very well. And I think that Enzo Maresca deserves a lot of credit. The cons also do impact the minute and I think Enzo Maresca is such a side settling and learning on players. For me, it's more about not giving game time to the subs. Like, we have good squad depth and should easily be turning on to the bench for players like Felix and Kuku when Jackson and Palmer having off days, which is important. I think that's also a very, very good point to raise here. Chelsea in your off day, one of the things that should be done, and it's Enzo Maresca should be able to turn to the bench. He should be able to turn to João Felix. He should be able to turn to Cole Palmer. He should be able to turn to all of these players that are very, very important in getting the job done for me. And I'm not paying. Now, me catch us most of the pundits who really do not believe in the Chelsea product, all of a sudden, a huge U-turn. Most of them, first one, a BM Abrante friend Mikel Obi. Now, at the beginning of the season, Mikel Obi talk sports and all kinds of about Enzo Maresca as a manager and the things that he stands for and all of that. But all of a sudden, now Abrante's friend Mikel Obi is accepting the quality of Enzo Maresca, accepting that he's a top manager, and then giving him a lot of credit for it. Now, Mikel Obi this morning did say, he said, Enzo Maresca, he makes the big calls. He is not scared to making the best calls. And this is what makes a manager, this is what a manager has to do if you want to be at a big club. If you want to become a big manager, a top manager, you have to be ready to make big calls. There is something that I think that has cost England at the Euros, because Southgate wasn't big enough, strong enough to make the big decisions when you're supposed to make it. The decisions, he kept on going on with the name. He wasn't strong enough in making a big calls. But Enzo Maresca is making the big calls. Now, the funny thing, and the meeting, I say, Cole Palmer has said with an interview with GQ. Cole Palmer say, Abrana old Free City Aqua Chelsea, no, he didn't know about it. On one country, City for so Free City no Chelsea. In fact, he was convinced to leave Man City to go to Chelsea. Now, no crazy woman said he wanted to play football. Now, Oyakran, he realized that he wasn't the fastest player. He tried to use a lot of the body power. So be using the body, you be positioning the body, or be a very, very good job with how he uses his body very well. And that's exactly what he did. And or a lot of body feints, so using the body in the because we don't need the sheer power, we need the ability to run a lot of distances, but he can use his body very, very well, and that's important to him. Now, I'll say, I wasn't gonna go to Chelsea. I got persuaded. I remember training on Wednesday at City, or say training game or City. Now, born a coach trope, no, I call Kitman or Uncle Business. Oh, Chelsea in City, I agree, Dionana. Kitman is only out to Bassi and Yamba. After the born Yako group, but after I call doctor and because now say, Nihoya Kitman, then you go to the doctor will say, oh, Nyanto Bassi, every time the ball went out, I would ask the Kitman or the doctor if they have agreed a fee yet. I knew that it was going to be close, and probably I was going to lead Chelsea Football Club over there, and that's very, very important. And I'm open. Abranche friend Marco Correa echo away to the Spanish national team. Marco Correa ever be say about coach friend Enzo Maresca, who Correa on Maresca say he's a top manager. He is bringing new ideas every day. He tries to teach us, and we want to learn. We have a lot of different things to improve, but I think it is part of the project, and there's a long way to go. Talking about Chelsea and your coach Enzo Maresca. We started a new project with a new manager, new ideas, and a few months ago, we need to be proud of the performance. We need to keep going. We will get there. But see, we finished now in the top 4 before the international break. So I think that we are starting to do things well. It's early, and we still have a lot of games to play. But we need to be proud of the job we have done so far. And in the league, we know that we are going to do good if we keep on working hard. Parts and even also a part of those apparently that didn't believe in the Chelsea project. Speaking of Palmer, say he and his Chelsea colleagues are growing up very quickly, and even if they are not totally mature yet, the naivety for the goal that Kai Havertz scored but was ruled out of offside showed there are some of the few things that have to be learned. Against Arsenal, the outfield had an average of 22.5 years of age, but they still stood toe-to-toe with last year's runners-up, and this is good news down the bridge for Chelsea Football Club. And I think that the only not so good news in here and the fact that Robert Sanchez mistakes didn't go no Adams. And Robert Sanchez has to be better. AFEV Manfred on YouTube, we want to say a big thank you for sticking with us. I enjoy the Kettins on FEV Manfred on YouTube. I'm here much now. We'll bring it to you today. 4 solid content. Make sure that you watch all of them, because of course we'll be the best here. We will be back with a lot in the morning, afternoon, and obviously in the evening. So until then, do take care, stay out of trouble. See you. Bye bye.